Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. As you can see here, my content on this channel, this 3-year-old video, has just been removed from my channel. It only took them 3 years to do it. Wow. Can you believe that? So, I want to go over these videos again and go a little more in depth and make these connections for everybody. So, let's begin this lesson here, and we're going to start it out with clips of music, and then I'm going to tie them into the scriptures.
Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast. Its number is 666.
Lived alone, my mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. Can I believe that what I saw that night was real and not just fantasy? What I saw, my old dreams were the reflections of my woman staring back at me. My dreams, it's always there. They don't place that twists my mind and brings me to despair. Night was black, was no use holding back. Was all I wanted to read. Dark fingers move and twist, or just some kind of horse. 666, the number of the beast.
666, the number of the beast. So let's jump into it, boys and girls. Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, Bible Hub. Now, in this parable here, God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that crawls upon the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Again, we got to remember that this is God Elohim. This is something that is used of a supreme creator. Now, the argument here is that God for Israel is one God, and there are no other gods beside Yahweh. Okay? And I acknowledge this, that Yahweh is Israel's God, and there are no other gods beside Israel's God, Yahweh. However, I no longer feel that Yahweh is the supreme creator. I believe Yahweh, it tells us, the Lord is Yahweh. Yahweh is God of Israel, and God of Israel in English gematria is 666. So, everything is wordcraft. It's all magic. The words are signed up and delivered to us in a manner where we are speaking a split, forked tongue, and it is English, the language of the beast. Okay? So, the beasts here are confused with the livestock. This is why they've put the livestock and the beast right next to each other. Images of livestock. Images of beasts. Okay, so what they have done is they've trapped us in a language and made you think that these mythological animals are all fake. And, you know, it's a possibility that at one time dragons did exist. And, you know, us as mankind, being what we are, rotten pieces of shit that destroy the fucking earth, tear everything down, poison the food, poison the water, stick our children with vaccines, and then put all the prostitution on the streets, all the pornography on the internet, all of it that's evil, the prescriptions, the drugs, the chemtrails in the air. It's all done by beasts. Well, who are the beasts? Images of troops marching in ranks. God created the beasts of the field, each according to their kinds. These are the beasts of the field, each according to their kinds, right in front of your face. And to make this more of a connection for you, please, Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19, Bible Hub. So here we have the Lord, which I just told you is Yahweh. Yahweh is the proper name of God of Israel, from Haya, self-existing, eternal, Jehovah, Jewish national name for God. So let me ask you a question real quick. If 8 members got on the ark, let's say that the story of Noah's ark is true, which it's not, but let's just say that it really happened and that there was an ark that was built and that there were 3 million animals that were brought aboard the ark and there was all the food and everything and they were capable of feeding all of the animals and they were capable of cleaning up all the shit and urine and getting rid off the fucking ship, and they were capable of doing all of these things. Those 8 family members, when they got on that ark, what do you think the name of the Most High at that particular time would have been? Because I'm telling you, I'm trying to understand, how the hell do we get to 33 different million names for God when 8 members got on an ark that would have all been worshiping God by one name? Not multiple names, not Yahweh, not Yah, not Yahweh, not these multiple names of Iesos or Isun or Joseph or Josephet or Jesus. All these names that are given to the gods through the times. Okay, your name goes into the big book. Your name goes in this book. I don't know that, the Bible plainly says that in the end that the Gentile will speak out against Yahweh and that they'll hate him. Well, I don't have hate in my heart for anything, because that's what this world's trying to do. That's what it feeds off of. It feeds off of the hate. So that's what you got to get rid of. So let me make my point here. The Lord, my strength, my fortress, my refuge in the day of distress, the nations, right there. What does it say? Rarely goy, apparently from the same root as Javah, a foreign nation, hence a Gentile, also a troop of animals or a flight of locusts. A troop of animals are flights of locusts. These are the grasshoppers that the Most High looks down on from a heaven above. All right? These here are 2 Timothy 2:5, Bible Hub. But these are as natural brute beasts. Sorry, 2 Peter 2:12. But these are as natural brute beasts, the Gentile, made to be taken and destroyed. So, did Yahweh also create the Gentile? I do not believe that Yahweh created the Gentile. I think that the Gentile are a vain show of themselves, proving my point right here. In the day of my distress, the nations, the Gentile nations, will come to you from the ends of the earth and say that will say, our fathers, our English bloke, lion sack of shit, backstabbing, conning, manipulating, word crafting, sorcery, sacks of turds, have inherited nothing but lies. Okay? I, you, us, G's, us, Marcos Cyrilli, us. The word US is us. Okay? They are implementing all of us into this war that is perpetual and never ends on this plane of existence. Okay, so Yahweh created a plane of existence with perpetual war that shall never end. Okay, Yahweh tells you that he created the good, he created the evil, he created the calamity, he created it all right? And for eating an apple, you've been tossed into this slave world and been a slave from the very beginning, which I would say have been millions and millions and millions of years, because you guys don't understand that when you're professing that you're a born-again Christian, then you're this right here. Images of the snake eating its own tail. Okay, the Ouroboros. Okay, this is the symbol of life and rebirth. Okay, that's what it means, the snake eating its tail. It's not It's not voodoo, scary, boo. It's a message in the symbolism that is telling us that we are eternal beings and we are being born into this plane of existence over and over and over and over. And our ancestors are lying to us about it because we are going to come from all ends of the earth. And they will say, our fathers, me, inherited nothing but lies. Worthless idols, Jesus Christ on a cross. You've turned a messenger who brought a message to the people, the message that Yeshua is trying to deliver to Israel, the Israelites, the elected, the elite, even they shall be deceived, was that you are God. Israel, you are God. You are of God. You are higher than that which breathed life into you. Because the one that breathed life into you is the second beast. You heard me say it. Revelations chapter 13, verse 15, Bible Hub. The only one that breathes anything into anybody's nostrils is Yahweh. It's the second beast, was permitted to give breath. Something was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast. Who's the image of the first beast? Those that were created beasts on the sixth day of creation, so that the image, us, inanimate objects when we were first created, non-moving, non-life, nothing, until the breath of life was breathed into to the flesh suit, making the flesh suit then turned into a living being. Okay? So that the image could speak. We are here. Okay, this is why you got to put the pieces together, folks. You got to understand what's really being said. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. Bitch. You just don't want to... The God created man in his image. When we look at the word image, it says that it is to shade a phantom. It's an illusion, a resemblance, hence a representative figure. So we, you, I, us, are vain images of ourselves. Fathers inherited nothing but lies, worthless idols that will benefit us not at all. Over here, King James Bible. Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanities, right here. Vanities is of ourselves. And things that will profit us nothing are images on a stick, what they've made God. This plane of existence has got us worshiping material things. When we are spiritual beings, that is what mankind wants you to do. Gematria calculator. Gematria calculator. When you get into wordcraft and gematria, Bible code, codex, Strong's concordance, synchronicities, all this stuff, they all are relevant. So the very word mankind comes to 66. And when's mankind created? On the sixth day of creation. That is 666. We, you, I, us, all of us, we are the beasts. All right? So why is Israel a special people unto God? Because Israel, okay, is not created in an image. Israel's the one that is molded from the ground. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, Bible Hub. See, this one we're told the Lord again, Yahweh, self-existing, eternal creator, okay? God, Elohim. Lord, God, Elohim. Elohim is plural of Eloah. God's in the ordinary sense. but specifically used of a supreme God. So, Lord is God of Israel. You're looking at it right there. God of Israel. Okay? I didn't like hearing... I loved it when I found that truth bomb and started learning about 666. I loved it. But I'll be honest with you. When I typed this in to the gematria calculator and God of Israel came to 666, it really caused me a lot of confusion. Because now I'm starting to make all these connections about 666. So I really want to stay focused on the message here, but if you can clearly see the number of the beast, that's the one that I just shared you. I haven't listened to this one actually, but I've heard this one. I've heard this one. Creator, that's the one that was on the video that I showed you. They took that one. So you have all these videos talking about 666. They're telling you what's going on. They're putting the music straight in, or the truth in the music, and they're singing it to you. But another one that I want to show you is, let's see, what's the name of it? Run for the Hills. Okay, give me 1 second.
White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery.
He killed our tribes. He killed our queen. He brought us pain and misery. So, who do you think they're talking about here? Huh? Who do you think they're talking about? Who landed on Plymouth Rock? Pilgrims. Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock. Okay. December 3rd, 1620. By the way, that is 39. That's the secret codex of 369. And the Pilgrims began the pilgrimage. Definition of pilgrimage: he wanted to go on a pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela. Okay? Go on a pilgrimage. Thousands pilgrimage there every year. Okay? Past tense, past pilgrimaged, and it comes from Pellegrin, original, Provical, English, pilgrim. Well, why is this important? We're going to jump over here to the etymology calculator, because we got a etymology piler, plunder, pilour, from obsolete verb pill. So pill means to plunder in the word pilgrims. P-I-L. They dropped an L and changed the I-L-L into pill form, prescription pills. But if you take P-I-L and you put it right next to P-I-L-L, you get the same sound. And this is what I'm trying to teach you guys about parallel words with one another, like pray and pray. When you're praying to something, when you are of God yourself, when you are the Spirit of God yourself, when you pray to something outside yourself, you're giving that entity, other entities, souls, dibooks. We'll get back to pilgrims. I want to show you something. Definition of dibook: a malevolent wandering spirit that enters and possesses the body of a living person, Why would I go here? I'm going to show you. COVID. So when you look at the word COVID, okay, COVID spelled backwards is Devok. Let's see. Devok. Sorry, I got this big ass camera right in front of my way and I can't type. So Devok, COVID spelled backwards is Devok. Okay. Right there is an open source software platform designed to help government and organizations manage large scale vaccines. That's COVID spelled backwards is Devok. Okay? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there, but we're going to try. Okay, it gave me right back to the same spot again. We just tried it. Well, COVID-19, why did they add the number 19 to the end? Why didn't they call it COVID 2019, the year that it came out? Strong's Concordance number 19. Give me 1 second, please. Imagine that, I rolled right by it. The very first definition for number 19 in the Strong's Concordance means to sword point slaughter. To slaughter. So why? COVID-19, because by taking that vaccination, they're literally going to slaughter people when the time is right. You know, when they first started, they were showing you an example when COVID first came out. They were showing you children collapsing on during exercises in school, during PE. Children are collapsing on the race tracks, running around the tracks and stuff. Children were collapsing all around these different areas. Why? Because they triangulated the towers, the cell towers. Watch. Why do you think they call them cell towers? Images of cell towers. Look at the word cell. Huh? Am I good or what? Watch this. Definition of cell. Structure, functional and biological unit of all living organisms capable of independent life growth and reproduction. That is a cell. So, cell towers with a low frequency vibration. Definition of magnetron. An electric tube or amplifying or generating a microwave. Cell towers with the flow of electrons controlled by an external magnetic field. Why? Because I keep telling you guys, we are magnetic beings trapped inside of a flesh suit. Okay? This is why the flesh can't leave this plane of existence. There's only one way through true ascension, and that is to realize that you are a spirit trapped inside of a flesh suit, and the world, this world here, wants you to buy into all their magic and their bullshit. Okay, so what does this mean? Again, you have electrons, because God, El, is the electrification of the materialized world, which is called centropy. Okay, so a magnetron is an electron. Okay, electrons control the external magnetic field. So what does that mean? It means remote. You got to pay attention here. External field by an external magnetic field, controlled by an external magnetic field. So, in a sense, let's say that these people that control the cell towers, because this is why they're called cell towers, is because our bodies are made up of cells, and they literally have the ability to cause us great grief and pain that you don't understand. I mean, your head, you're like, you feel something fucking bad on you. It's the way it is. And I've been attacked by this technology. I don't care if you believe me or not. You can kiss ass. I don't care. I've been attacked by this technology. I've had videos shut down. I've had channels taken down. I'm still under attack to this day from these parasites. And you guys keep voting them in like they're just the greatest people in the world. Hey, America could be the greatest country in the world, but the countrymen here are the most evil, lying sacks of shit that you could ever vote for. I mean, come on, Christ's sakes, man, wake up. Thomas Jefferson quoted, what was it? Christianity is the most perverse religion that ever shone on man. Thomas Jefferson, our third president into office, okay, wrote a letter to Joseph Priestley. Also, priest is, when you add the sum of the word priest comes to 69. No, priest comes to 78, and 7 plus 8 is 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. So Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter to the Priestley saying that Christianity is the most perverse religion that ever shone on man. Why would your president tell you that the system is perverse? I didn't say it, folks. I study. I read, I fill my mind with knowledge. I do it all day long. I check different things out, and I've come to a conclusion in my studies. And my conclusion in all my studies is all the gods of this Bible that have been written are all of darkness. All of them. Every single God in the Bible is of darkness. And that we are from a much higher place, as Jesus says, that I am not from this world. I'm from the one after. The one after you guys die. There's a place that you go after. Unless you're like, I'm a born-again Christian. Yeah, man, I'm born again. Then guess what? You get to be born back into this shithole. This degrading, nasty world. Images of landfills. This is the world that we live in. This is the true reality of it. We have to dig holes in mountainsides and then push all the trash inside of the hole and then cover it back up for 100 freaking years. But the soil's rotten. It's nasty. It can't produce anything because it's all trash. And the birds, it's a heaven. It's a heaven for the birds, right? Images of trash in the oceans. There you go, folks. Nets, plastic, styrofoam, plastic bottles, all kinds of shit, all the floating garbage. Yes, folks. And do you know, watch this. See, I got a friend of mine who says that heaven can be made on this plane of existence. And the only way that heaven can be made on this plane of existence is if production stopped, if convenience stopped, if thinking that you needed everything on this face of the earth to make your life more convenient, the purchasing of the marketplace. So now that I did all that, I want to get back to Piler, which means to plunder, which is Piler, P-I-L-L-E-R. You also have pill in there, and then short form pill is P-I-L, which means to pillage. Okay? Grim, fierce, cruel, and savage, severe, dire, and painful. Very grim. Wow. Old Germanic, by the way, grim. All right? So you have grim, which is cruel and fierce and savage, pilgrim. A plundering, cruel, savage, severe, rotten, lying, English, bloke speaking, spellbounding, lying sacks of shit. That's what they are. And you vote for them every freaking 4 years. You vote for these parasites. An age, a long but indefinite period in human history. So age is a period of time. It's also pronounced age with the double A-A-G-E, and it means an excursion. So when I type in and I look at the word plunder, definition of pilgrimage, I see a plundering, fierce age from the English blokes that landed on Plymouth Rock in Massachusetts. When was Massachusetts designated into the United States? February 6th. It is the 6th state of the Union on February 6th, 1788. And 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. Massachusetts is 666. And there is your connection to some beautiful, perfect pearls. These are pearls that I share with you. Do not give to the pigs what is holy. 7:6 Matthew. Do not give to the dogs what is holy. Do not cast your pearls. See, what I just cast before all of you are beautiful pearls. I've given you wisdom and intellect, but not everybody's capable of hearing this content, okay? They can't deal with it, okay? You want to know who a demon is? Start talking about God. Watch, all of a sudden everybody's going to talk about giving God a name. They're going to call, oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. So what are the pearls? The pearls are the parables. And this is why the word pearls is in parables. P-E-A-R-L-E-S. Parables. Parables, pearls. P-E-A-R-L-S. Pearls. Parables. Pearls. Parables. Pearls are the parables. The pearls are the parables. Do you get it? Yeah, I do. You may not get it. I get it. I don't need anybody's help. Okay? So, check it out. What is the definition for MAGA in Latin? Magic, sorcery, or enchantment. Okay? A woman who practices magic, sorcery, or enchantment. Oh, okay. What is the definition of MAGA in Japanese? Okay. Wickedness, evil, calamity, or disaster. So Donald Trump, he's all, MAGA, make America great again. He's talking in code right in front of us. Just the same as images of Snoop Dogg wearing his badge of honor. Where's he at? Look, there it is. Let's see. Douchebag. I can't tell if that's the one that he wears. He wears a one, okay. Images of Snoop Dogg with the goat around his neck. His neck, that's right. There it is. See, you guys, I really feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the whole entire damn world, man, because none of you guys understand that these people here, this flesh suit, this rotting carcass right here, this piece of shit, they don't come to my fucking door knocking and saying they're going to sue me for slander. Huh? Why? Why? Because I'll tell you why. I can talk all the trash about these pieces of shit that I want, and they won't say a word, because all it would do is bring exposure to me, right? And more people would see my message. This is why they don't address somebody like me, and I can say, hey, Snoop Dogg's a cocksucker. He takes it up the ass. He's a piece of shit. They ain't going to be knocking at my door. Yeah. If they do, They're coming in, boys, and I don't care, because the sooner my spirit's released from this flesh suit, I'm coming after everything that's freaking evil in this world if I can work some kind of deal out with the Most High. So it doesn't show. I wanted you to see the goat, but it didn't give it to me. A good picture of it anyways. So this is what Snoop Dogg wears around his neck, right? And the reason why and what do they tell you? The greatest of all time. Snoop Dogg shows off his goat chain because Snoop Dogg is a goat. These are evil pieces of shit. And the desert creatures will meet with the hyenas, and the goat demon, Snoop Dogg, will call out to each other and screw each other up the rear ends. And there also Liliths will settle and find for themselves a resting place. Everybody that is in the music industry, everybody that is in Hollywood, has their clothes peeled off and pictures taken of them with their hands up against the wall. I remember when I was very young, this guy says, you should go to Hollywood and become an actor, man. You have that look. You're a good-looking guy. And I'm like, cool. Well, do you mind if I take some pictures of you, man, so I can send them to my bosses and they can look? I'm like, sure, no problem at all. So we get to his house, and immediately, what's he want me to do? Peel my clothes off and fucking stick my hands against the wall. I don't think so. You see, that's what these people will do for fame and glory. They will peel their clothes off for that fame. They will peel their clothes off for that glory. They will peel their clothes off for that money. Not me. I ain't peeling my clothes off for anybody other than the woman I'm laying in bed with. That's who I'm peeling them off for. So there you all have it, man. You want to keep voting for these parasites because, I forgot to tell you. Here you go. Images of presidents. These are also the beasts, okay? All of them. All American presidents, every single one of them are part of a hive. They are not for us. No matter what you think, they love sickness. This world, look, is run off of sick people, drugs, alcohol, prostitution, corruption, departmental corruption, corrupted law enforcement, corrupted Congress, a corrupted United Nations. These are the beast nations. Images of the United Nations. These flags that fly at the United Nations are the beast nations. Now, let me ask you a question too also. Do you think if there was another, say, 100 yards of flags here, another 100 yards of flags here, they would continue, like, see this? This is called point of convergence. You see that? Point of convergence. Point of convergence. Point of convergence right here. So if these flags here continued another 100 yards, they would look like they'd be down here at the very bottom of the horizon line. Because everything comes to a point of convergence at the horizon line. Why do they call it a horizon line? Definition of horizon: a line at which the Earth's surface and the sky appear to meet. Okay? The limit of a person's mental perception, experience, or interest. Wow, that's magical wordcraft right there. The limit of a person's mental perception. Oh, dear goodness gracious. I'm looking for the one that says flat, because I see flat. I see flat. I see flat. I see flat. I don't see any curvature there. Let me make a little point of observation for you. They say that we can watch a ship fall over the horizon, all right? But if that were true, if we could literally see a ship fall over the edge of a horizon when we're sitting on a beach, when we look from right to left, that is farther than a ship straight out going out at sea, which means that we would physically see curvature with our eyes if it existed. We've been lied to about everything. These beasts are liars, and there is absolutely zero truth in them. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is White Raptor News Ministries.